Welcome to Vegas Circle with Paki and Chris. And today, joining the circle with us, we're excited to have this young, sharp entrepreneur, the CEO of Koto Bike, Mr. Shaun Powell, aka Suave CEO. So we bring
Yes,
you in
sir.
there.
Yes,
So thanks for
sir.
joining the circle, man. Good to see you, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. I appreciate you guys having me on today.
Yeah, it was good, man. It was good when we
Coming
first connected, man. I told Chris, I said, this young man is motivated, man. I mean, moving and shaking, doing a lot of things in Vegas, which is awesome. It's great to be able to have, a young entrepreneur like yourself on. This is why we had this platform. And, one of the first questions I have for you is, you're originally from Washington, D.C., right?
Yeah, so I'm from DC originally. I actually grew up in Maryland on the Howard County side. So a little bit outside of Baltimore, but yeah, originally from the DC area for sure.
Okay. And you actually went to Miami, right? So you went Miami, Florida, then you looped to Vegas, right?
Yeah, yep. So I was in Miami or DC until probably about 2016. And then I was in Miami until probably about early 2020. So I've been out here for probably like a year and a half now in Vegas.
Oh, so pretty new.
Oh yeah. Still getting used to everything. Yeah.
How do you like it better? Miami and Vegas are two totally different environments, at least from a weather standpoint. But from an entertainment perspective and kind of a business perspective, they're very similar. What has been kind of your initial impressions?
Oh yeah, man. So I'm in love with Miami. I feel like Miami's the Mecca amongst the United States. I feel like it's a melting pot like no other. I mean, businesses thrive there. Like, community's great, culture's great. The weather, the tropical feel, it's amazing. And also because I'm actually half Costa Rican, so I love the Caribbean vibe and like that good, good moist weather, a little humid. It's a good feel. So Vegas,
you hyped me up. How about a comment?
Yeah, it's definitely different. Vegas is cool though. It's definitely a different type of culture. I believe that it's a little bit behind Miami. That's probably, people probably think otherwise, but just in terms of even the arts district down here in comparison to like Miami, I saw the opportunity to kind of be a part of pioneering the art district here in Vegas versus in Miami. It's already thriving, so it's a lot different. Yeah.
Did you have an idea of kind of starting your business and that's what brought you here, or did you bring here and then come up with the idea to start your business?
Yeah. So I've always been an entrepreneur. I'm like a serial entrepreneur. A lot of guys, watch sports or maybe play video games, maybe a little cartoon or anime. Me, I'm straight business. Yeah, I don't watch any sports. No interest in what's going on in pop culture, yes, but not so much in like celebrities' lives or the tabloids. Like, not so much into that. I'm just into like, what type of businesses are economically like advancing the world. Like, what's the future of everything? That's kind of what I'm obsessed with. So yeah, it's definitely a different feel, honestly. So like with the entrepreneurship, like, and Koto Bike specifically, I hadn't thought about doing electric scooters just until I got to Vegas. Really, it kind of stemmed from the need to provide a service, but at the same time have a product so that I could brand something. So it was like twofold, but all of my experiences in life did lead up to venturing into electric scooters. So yeah, to answer your question, it definitely was a random choice, but all of my experiences definitely gave me the tools to be able to demolish this industry and, kind of bulldoze through everything. Yeah.
It's powerful too, man. And I was looking up Koto Bike. So they're actually manufactured in the UK, from my understanding.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But how did this all come about? So did you connect with somebody over there in London or UK, or what happened?
Yeah, so basically I was looking for so once I figured that I wanted to get into the electric vehicle market, I started to look for like body frames that like were conducive for the United States and what would be considered cool amongst pop culture as well. So I found this style from a brand that they actually started in Turkey. So it was originally, the body frame was called City Coco. So it was something that, yes. Yep. So it was something that was, only in Europe, only hadn't ventured into the United States at all. But they had been working on this project for maybe 13 years or 15 years, and they just couldn't get any type of like market recognition. So I'm like, yeah, that seems like I'm
good brand. Yeah, good branding for sure. And the bikes are just off the chain too, man. I mean, it's not a give. It's really cool. I saw you guys have two different models. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you just on the business side is this a franchise or is it a private, or how do you buy into like a Koto bike? How does that work?
Man, great question. So I'm actually going to start franchising like ASAP, probably in the next month or two, because the opportunity is there. People love it. People want to do it. And at the end of the day, if we have pilot stores all over the nation that, just have 20 Koto bikes for rent, maybe a system where people can also purchase, it'll do well in every market. This
is under your umbrella.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, that's exciting, man.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna definitely we definitely want to grab the industry by its horns for sure.
Yeah. You kind of hear a lot, with other different types of vehicles, but in a similar market space with like the birds and things like that have, a lot of regulatory hurdles. Have you kind of ran into any of those things where they're basically saying you can't drive in X area, and how did you kind of overcome that and maintain that success?
Man, definitely that. All the time, almost on a daily basis, I kind of run into that in a weird way, but that takes me back to my experiences. Actually, when I was in Miami, when Bird and Lime first came out, I'm talking the first month, 2 months of them ever existing, they basically dropped tons of scooters in Miami. And at the time, I was actually in between jobs. So I owned my own company, but I also was a logistics broker. So I was at like a weird spot where I'm trying to be an entrepreneur, but I hadn't, pretty much been able to make the income just yet. So I found that Lime and Bird will actually pay you to pick up their scooters and take them home and charge them.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, so I used to do that. I used to do it at night. And I would have like a quota, and I would make sure to, that I would be able to do it. And maybe like 6 months into me kind of like doing freelance for them, they got shut down by Miami. I think it was specifically Bird got shut down by Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a big frenzy where Bird was still paying their contractors to go pick up the scooters, but we were dropping them off at like their warehouse. So I was able to kind of see how big and massive, their operation was. And I was able to see how many scooters that they dealt with and kind of the hiccups as well. I saw their approach and, I'm like, hey, these guys must have started off with a lot of money if they're able to drop 1,000 scooters at one time. And then they're still able to survive, even after they're getting shut down in Miami. So light bulbs just kept going off. So it kind of led me up into this experience here, because in Las Vegas, you don't see any Lime or Bird scooters at all. So I knew that there was an opportunity for us to kind of come in, build a relationship with the city, and then maybe in the future be able to roll out the same concept, because I saw it done 2-3 years ago, with Bird and Lime. So we do run into issues with the city when it comes to speeds, which we monitor. Same thing with safety in regards to it being an electric vehicle on the road with so many, gas motorized vehicles. So I think the city kind of wants to keep tabs on that, which is perfectly fine with us. We're not doing anything wrong, so I don't mind that at all. But yeah, they definitely do check in and make sure that we're, properly offering sanitized helmets, offering safety equipment and safety knowledge and videos. So we definitely deal with it all the time. But we overcome it every single time with optimism. I'm never scared.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, because I had the similar experience. I went to Santa Monica and I seen these birds everywhere, and I'm like, oh man, what a great idea to bring that back to Vegas. But you came back and actually did something with it. I left it in Santa Monica.
Oh yeah, I knew I could pierce it. I knew it.
When did you guys actually open your doors? Because you actually opened during the pandemic, correct?
Oh yeah. So we had a soft opening on January 1st, just to kind of kick off 2020 the right way. I've actually had this space here since
mid-November.
It took a while to build it out, but yeah, we did the grand opening on the 1st. That way we could kind of get our family involved and, also get the proper press and start the year off right. But we actually hadn't started full operations until about March 1st.
Oh, wow.
This is March.
Rough timing.
Oh my God.
right, March of 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Oh no, March 2021.
Oh, March 2021.
Last month.
Oh, okay. So that's, good timing. You're getting ready to reopen back up. I thought it was last year.
I thought
no,
last year, 2 weeks later, we shut down. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, it would make sense, man, because being 6 foot distancing, if people want to get out of their house, it would make so much sense to want to be able to rent a Koto bike, you know what I mean? To just get your mind right and just get out of the house. So
yes.
Yeah.
We would have definitely Corona proof.
You talk about kind of what you were doing in Miami. One question that I'm always curious about is, these things ain't cheap, and neither is getting a business space, being able to operate, getting all the inventory, getting the marketing going. How did you get your seed money? Like, how did you be able to get the funding to be able to create your own business?
Yeah, definitely, man. And real quick, I'll just throw this in because we'll probably talk about it later. I'm huge when it comes to entrepreneurship and giving opportunity to minorities. So I just want to definitely start there in regards to to motivate people so that they know that there's never any, wall blockers. There's never anything that's stopping you except you as an individual, like for any means. So, but back to the question, in regards to the money, I tried everything. I mean, I tried saving money myself for years. Never really worked like that.
That's why I asked. I have the same problem.
Yeah, literally never worked. Like I tried going to the banks. I tried, writing really great business proposals and coming up with good pitch decks to go to venture capitalist companies or firms. I tried going after investors and the internet and several different ways, but essentially nothing would ever come through. I would go to family members and be like, hey, can I get some money for this investment? They would say no, because a lot of people were thinking that this idea wouldn't work. Why? I don't know, because I was always very confident, but most people were like, Shaun, this is not going to work at all. Like, I don't know what you're doing. And so I would go to different friends and I would try to partner with different people, but friends that I knew. So throughout the journey, I would end up, and also I should say this too, I've always worked in real estate. So specifically property management. So I got to a point in my life where I was like, you know what? I got family around me. I got friends around me. I got all these quote unquote resources around me, but I can't get any money to really change my family's life. I can't get anything done. So I basically got to a point where I just blocked off the world. I literally would make I would get my checks from work, and I was doing pretty well. Don't get me wrong. I was probably making maybe $6,000 a month from the property management gig. But at the same time, I just changed my attitude. So I basically started to invest extremely aggressively. The moment I would get a check, I would just spend the entire check to go buy inventory or to purchase merchandise or to start payment plan with Square. So I was literally on that track for 6 months before I even launched. So I was literally paying for it. And then it got to the point where I was able to get a website up. I was able to get a lot of merch, logos, get a lot of renderings, things done. So then I kind of went back to my friends and I'm like, look, guys, I got some money now. I don't have no cash, and so we can make some stuff happen. Here are the possibilities. So I had a buddy of mine who actually was from back home in DC. He was like, hey, listen, I got some cash right now. I'm doing super well. But I want to make sure that I, continue this upward movement. And so I'll invest in a Koto bike, whatever you need, I'll invest. So I basically was able to work with him to essentially get the seed money going. And then it came to a point where we needed more money, where it was listen, this is getting a little expensive, but the opportunity's still there. We were selling scooters at this time already. So I could show people now, again, to go back to the beginning, to motivate people, you kind of got to get on that road, because if you don't get on that road, you won't be able to have any information to really show people that you're legitimate. So step by step, after I got that first seed money, I went back to family members, and I had a family member who was like, listen, I've been in the military for 7 years. I'm ready to come out there to Vegas. I want to do some stuff. So I told him look, bro, we can make this happen. I'll change your life. I'll change our family's life. I know you can get a loan. I know you're set up really well to get a loan. Let's figure this out. So my cousin basically came through, saved the day, and made sure that we had the end funding to basically make everything happen. So long and short of things, I ended up getting funding from a friend and then from a family member in the end. But yeah, I guess I had to respectfully give the beginning part so people know that it's not as easy as just asking your friends or asking your family members for money. It's just not.
Yeah, and either way, that's very difficult. You have to be extremely
Yeah.
confident in yourself and your product and your abilities to be able to even to ask for it in the first place. So it just comes from a place definitely of confidence. So, and that's, I think, a huge lesson there is, really believe in what you're doing.
Definitely. And be an expert. Go deep. Like, be able to show people. Like, I would do stuff like so like I told you all about that original company that was coming from Turkey. I would essentially take their photos and post them on different sites like eBay, OfferUp, Facebook. I ran an ad on Facebook, and just to see, like, can I get engagements? Like, because I built my own website, so I'm like, I know that I could have some presence online. So now let me see if I can get some engagements. Man, did I get engagements? I got engagements. Like, people started to just message me on OfferUp like crazy. Where can I get one? Where can I get one? And I'm like, bro, I've never even ridden one. Like, I don't even know. And then from there, I'm getting feedback. Like, they'll ask me simple things. Do they have cup holders? Do they have cell phone holders? And I would look at it and be like, damn, they don't. But I can add those, And people would say, do they have removable batteries? And then I'll be like, no, they don't. But I can add that because I knew by doing research, that I could make things happen. So several different upgrades like that we're able to add to the scooters, so that now we rolled out with full confidence. Like, I had so much market research to prove that I could sell these and I could rent them too. So,
It was super interesting, man. I remember hearing this years ago. This business guy had told me back when Uber would come out, there would be certain business owners, they would do it like in Chicago, New York, things like that, where they would get their own Uber and then they would pick up business people and just pick their brain.
Yeah.
Similar. It's like all the job training like what you're doing with the analytics and things like that. You did the on the job training to kind of learn what they would want, and you scoped it to obviously Koto Bike.
Yes, literally.
Tesla's exploded. You guys gonna be, I say it now, you guys gonna be like the bike industry of Tesla. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh man, and we got some cool things. Like, I could spill some beans on your show too. I mean, we got a one-wheeler coming out that's gonna be massive. It's gonna be extremely hard to compete with us when we roll that out as well, because like these one wheel, pop culture's not used to doing that. It's not the cool thing to be on one wheel. But we saw what happened with the hoverboards. We saw that people they were receptive to it. They did try it, even though it came and it went quickly. It was still something that they were receptive to. So I know for a fact that once we roll out this one wheel, we make it cool, we put a bunch of celebrities on it, it'll be something that's good for the market. Next, we have a skateboard that's coming out, still with the fat tires. It's going to be a fire skateboard. It's going to allow you'll have one handle so you can check your speedometer and make sure your levels are right. Those two things are rolling out very aggressively in the next a month or two. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we're ready for them.
That's exciting. What's the cost? I was seeing, to rent, so you can actually rent and then you can actually purchase. So I was noticing you guys do like 1 to 2 hours, like $35 or so an hour, or how does the process work?
Yeah, so currently we have $35 an hour. For 2 hours, it's $55. And then selling, and that's as much as we do for right now. We just have the 1 hour minimum and the 2 hour maximum. But it's great for tourism. I mean, they can come to the Arts District, pick up from our store, get a new feel when they're in our store too. Which you guys definitely got to come check us out too. It feels good.
I saw that. The one of the most things that I was most impressed with. I couldn't believe how cool the Koto Bike kind of studio. You guys have like a studio vibe,
Yeah.
And you guys are down the street from a friend of ours that we've had on the show, Ryan Brown. They own that. They actually own Classic Jewel. So it's
yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I love them. Yeah, I love them.
People. Really, really good people. So right in that area. A lot of people in that area that we've had on the show that just. I'm excited to see it, man. It's great. Vegas is opening back up, and it's just great time, man. The energy's back up, so it's just
Definitely.
One of the questions I wanted to ask you, just because a lot of listeners are looking at you, and I don't even want to tell them your age, but you're in your 20s.
Yeah.
How old are you, Shaun? You got to tell the audience.
Yeah, heck yeah, I'm 27. Yeah, I'm 27.
Yeah.
Long journey for such a young age.
Oh man, yeah, it's been scratching and digging the whole way.
What I've been so impressed with you on is you're so laser focused. You're like a true entrepreneur because you're not caught up in all the other BS of everything. And I noticed when we first talked on the phone, I said, "Damn, man!" I said, "I gotta have him on ASAP." I hear Chris like, "Man, you young and motivated, man, and the success story is there." You know, what advice would you give someone? So if you say you're not scared, right? But there's a lot of people that are scared, that want to kind of throw themselves out there. They want to start a business. You know, the art district's done a lot. You know, Zappos has done an amazing thing with Tony Shea and the downtown project. There's so many beautiful things happening to the city. What would you tell somebody that's scared, that doesn't want to do that? You know what I mean? They don't know what to do or when to start or how to do it, you know?
Yeah.
What advice would you give them?
Definitely, man. I would first and foremost say that they definitely got to get their ducks in a row in regards to knowing, like, if this is something that they're really passionate about. That's the first thing to really identify. Like, are you ready to kind of jump out there? And if so, like, you're definitely going to want to do all of the research. You're going to want to look at all of the competitors and go ahead and copy them. Honestly and truly, I know it's something that a lot of entrepreneurs or maybe business owners don't really speak on much, but there's already a blueprint that's out there. Several multi-billionaires out there that are doing what, whoever I'm speaking to in regards to the audience, whatever that it is that you would like to do, there's plenty of other people that are doing it already. Maybe you'd like to put your own twist on it, but that's okay. You're still going to want to do all of the research, figure out how you can duplicate that template that you enjoy and that is your passion, and then add your swag to it, add your flavor, kind of, and continue to add it. Like, always have something next. Like, when I was growing up, my dad would always tell me this saying, and everyone's heard it before. It's get ready, get set, then go. And it's so important because so many people just want to go. They just want to go. And so, like, most people, like, when you're setting up a business, it doesn't matter if it's a clothing line or if it's a cleaning service, like, you would want to really, really do the research, dream about it, get on the computer, get a Word document, write all your thoughts out. Like, oh, that's another thing. Make sure to write down all your thoughts completely. Like, you have to. There's no way around that. So, but by doing that, like, it just lines you up for that exact kill. You can make whatever happen as long as you get ready, you get set, then go. So definitely want to be an expert first. Yeah.
Extremely motivating. Great to hear.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Patience. And we also ask all of our guests, especially because you're in Vegas now, you've been here for a little while.
Yeah.
What's your favorite restaurant in Vegas?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I have so many, but I must admit, because since we're so close to Tacotarian, I love Tacotarian. I eat Tacotarian 4 times a week out of 7 days for sure.
That's
our vegetarian.
We know that we had John on. So John, or actually, he's part of the chef behind the scenes. He's family. So John actually owns Tacos and Beer and Fireflies, and we've had him on the show. He's the chef, and then he actually was part of Tacotarian, man, with the whole veggie list, man. So
that's really good food. I did see that. He went to UNLV. I did see that interview. Yeah, no, he seems like a very, very sharp guy.
Yeah,
he is a great guy too. Really great guy.
Yeah.
Very, very good dude, man. That's good. Tacotarian, that's great. Great restaurant, and you healthy, man. You staying with that whole setup of the Green Initiative, health.
Yes.
But you hitting on it, so that's good.
Definitely.
What do you focus on right now, man, for 2020? I know you guys just opened your doors. What would be a big accomplishment for you, for this year? What would you see that vision to be?
Yeah, so right now, really to get this Las Vegas location on autopilot, we just started hiring now. So we got 2 people on payroll. We got to get about 2 more people on payroll, get the days kind of evened out in regards to sales and stuff. And then quickly to open up a new market in Miami quickly. Yeah. So hopefully by June or so, June, July.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's excellent. Kind of share exactly where you're located. I know you're on Charleston in the art district. Can you kind of share, how everybody can get to you?
Definitely. So we're located right on the corner of Charleston and Main Street, directly across from the Arts Factory. So if you all ever see the big Love building that's painted, we're right across the street. We're also right next to Corner's Pasty, which is also a great restaurant. They're huge as well. And we're right behind where Tacotarian and Esther's Kitchen is. So we're like right in that art district loop, like in the heart. Yeah.
Great area, man. Esther's
Yeah.
Kitchens is good. Taco Terry is good. So all that stuff down there. So that's great. That's great.
Yeah, for sure.
Where can people find you as far as like your social handles? Can you kind of give out, obviously Koto and your personal social handles?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, everyone can follow us at Ride Koto Bike.
Okay.
Yep, so Ride Koto Bike. And then my personal is CEO Suave. So, and Suave is SUAVE for the people that call it SWAVE. It's CEO SUAVE. You
gotta get it right, man. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on, man. You motivating as hell, man. And
man, I appreciate that.
No, seriously, man. You focus, man, and it's refreshing to see somebody your age, man, as focused you are, not getting into trouble and just about your business, man. You about your business, man. And so we root for you, man, and glad to have you on, Vegas Circle for sure.
Yeah, 100%, Shaun. Yeah, great to see the positive energy and doing it the right way.
Man, thank you guys so much, man. I super appreciate you guys having me on today too. Big time.
No doubt. And so for all our listeners, man, go follow Koto Bike. Follow Shaun. Definitely check us out at thevegascircle.com. And for all our listeners, subscribe. We're everywhere. iHeart, Google, Apple, the whole nine. So again, Shaun, appreciate you, man. It was fun.
All day long, man.
Thank you, Shaun.
No doubt.
All day.
Thank you,
all right,
man.
guys.